Minneapolis, make some noise. It is time for the final battle of the evening. This is the Game Fuel marquee matchup of the week. Number 1 versus number 2 in the power rankings, and it's about to go down. Are you guys ready? Yeah, make some noise, because it's time to bring out your teams. Introducing first, from Dallas, it's the Empire.
But on the flank, it's going to be Clayster, and Clayster's going to get bumped. 4 going to drop free. They're going to get the clear. You've got to go fast, you've got to go quick, you've got to go that way out. It's chaos.
First to the stage, but always gets in the last word. Give it up for Clayster! From Halo to Call of Duty, he's taking over Minnesota. Give it up for Shotzi! His first ever professional year. Give it up for Illy! The winningest player of all time. This is C6. And it's the Nuke, baby. Show some love for Hook. The Empire going up against the number 1 team in the power rankings. For the first time, it's my pleasure to introduce you to the Atlanta Faze.
One, 2, 3 for Major Maniac.
Yeah! Oh my God! For Simp! Lightning strikes twice. A Beezy! He finds 1, he finds 2. What an individual play from Priest.
Father, forgive this man because he does not know what he does. Give it up for Priesta! Said by his teammates to be the best player in the game, this is Celium! One half of the Tiny Terrors. Give it up for Abizi! And who's that? Oh, it's Mr. MVP, Simp! And the oldest competitor in the league. Give it up for Major Maniac. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Game Fuel marquee matchup, and it starts right now. Desk, take it away.
Thank you very much, Chris. Incredible introductions, as per usual on that main stage. And it's pretty incredible to see all of our players coming out, looking pretty cool, getting to do their own thing. I'm liking it. All the personality is coming out from them, and I love seeing it. Let's just talk about this match, because this has been a highly anticipated match from the get-go. You know, since we saw the schedule yesterday, we've been looking at this Game Fuel marquee match, and I've been longing to see this Atlanta roster play. We've seen Dallas Empire already. We know what they can do. But Atlanta is still that question. Nameless, I'm so happy to have you back on the desk.
Thank you.
I want to talk about this young gun team and what they can potentially bring to the table.
This is the match that I've been waiting for all day long. In my power ranks, I had them 1 and 2. You know, Empire yesterday, they didn't come out too hot and they lost that. You got to think they want to bounce back today. And they're playing the other team that wouldn't scrim them over the last couple of months that people have been calling the best team in the game as well. So this is the match to look out for. I cannot wait to watch this thing kick off.
Indeed, we've got our Game Fuel keys to victory on the board right now. I'm going to start with you, Teep, here. Dallas Empire, what do these guys need to do to really pull this out of the bag against this young roster who are out for blood and to prove themselves on that stage?
I think they need a more even-keeled performance and respawns. We saw Shotzi and Hardpoint, for example, racking up all the time. I think that needs to change up a little bit. I think you need to get him in a comfort zone to get him rolling. Some of the stat lines we saw for the Empire were just very uncharacteristic for those players. So look for them to bounce back in this one. But Ant, you said it. This is a matchup that I've been looking forward to. One of the best ones that we're going to get in the weekend. I'm fired up for it.
Oh, yeah. I think we all are right now. And Game Fuel keys to victory for Atlanta Faze. Nameless, this young roster. What do you think they need to do to try and clutch this one up?
I mean, the biggest thing is the transition from game to game, right? This is the first time that we're going to see players like Abizi and Simp switch over to a new title, and if they can still be as good as they were in the last one. I mean, online, they've been absolutely incredible, so we're going to see if they can transition from online to LAN. Once again, we've seen it before. I'm sure they will, but that's what I'm going to be looking at in this series.
Now, I'm sure the crowd are about to get wild because I heard them when he came on the stage, but we're going to have a look at our Game Fuel marquee match featured player, and it's going to be Simp. Coming up here, he is a fantastic player. He's highly decorated so far in his career, and he's so young. The stuff that this kid is able to bring to the table for his team is just unmatched by most.
It's a walking highlight reel, to be honest. The fact that he was able to come to the league and make such waves so early and getting basically every accolade you can get in just a couple of months. It's very, very impressive stuff. Who knows what the limit is for this guy? Who knows if he's even hit his peak yet as a Call of Duty player? He's still so new. So I think coming into this CDL league, this team that he has, this is the roster that everyone on the team is really, really happy with where they're at. It seems like they're very well balanced. It seems like they have every piece of the puzzle. Honestly, I think we're in for a good show.
Yeah, and I think the big question is he's achieved everything that you can in a COD career in 6 months. Is he still hungry?
Absolutely. Well, we're going to check out right now our maps and modes presented by the US Air Force. We're going to see what is in store for these teams on the stage. We've got Azir Cave Hardpoint starting up as per usual. I'm not sure if we've actually seen a different map as the first game yet. Let's just quickly talk about this one because we've seen it so many times in a row. We've got Gunrunner actually speaking about so many times in a row. We have that as our final 3 maps here. But game 1, Hardpoint, this is actually where I think we can see real respawn potential. We have a clear comparison from the rest of the teams. We've seen it over and over again. And I'm so excited to see how Atlanta Faze are able to try and totally get on top of those rotations. Dallas Empire are not short of brains on that team. They're not short of experience either. And that could be something slightly lacking in terms of contrasting ability on the Atlanta Faze team just because of how old they are. So, Nameless, do you think that Dallas Empire might have that experience edge?
They definitely have the experience edge. Is it going to be enough to take out Faze? I'm not sure. I mean, a lot of those guys have accomplished so much. You got to think that they're veterans in their own right, even after 1 season, some of the things that they've accomplished. So I wouldn't give them a big edge because of their experience at all. And they have young guys on their team as well, in Shotzi and Illy. So it's pretty much even to me.
Pretty much even. Well, we'll see how even Stevens it is, actually. We're going to go straight up to the casters right now. Merc, Maven, how are we feeling about this Game Fuel marquee match?
I'm feeling freaky. I'm ready for this match. This is what I've been very, very excited for. But as we get ready to hop in, I do want to take a look at the quick scope presented by the U.S. Air Force, break down some of the marquee stats for these 2 teams as we get ready to hop into it. And one thing that's interesting, too, as we take a look through the stats quickly, really just how young this Faze team is. So I think that's what's scary. They look like they might be the best team right now, and they're not even an average age of 20 years old.
They're very young. They are very young. They are very talented. Obviously, on the other side, I mean, they're right there. Obviously, Clay and Krim a little bit older, but the other 3 just so young. But 47 major tournament wins. And we know that Krim is most of those, right? But yeah, I think the big thing for us is how can Dallas bounce back? We know last night that they played maps 1, 2, and 4. What adjustments can they make? And yeah, well, we'll see what they do.
We saw at least what? If we talk about 1, Azir Cave, I think they lost about 50 points. Yeah. But they didn't look great. Map 4, Gunrunner, they got smoked, if I remember correctly. And then it was the Arclov Search and Destroy, though, the game 2, they looked very good. Like, Dallas Empire looked fantastic there. They completely outplayed Huntsman. So they did look good in the search, but can they fix things? And I think what kind of stood out for us a bit, obviously what kind of got memed a little bit was Shotzi. I think the 732 game he had in Domination, maybe the main stage at his first Call of Duty event, got to him a little bit. But you think if you have people around you that are help you bounce back, you think about having Hastro, you think about having Clay and Krim. You saw the tweet from Hastro after they lost that he basically said, listen to these guys talk about the loss afterwards. It was incredible to kind of hear them go through it. So I expect them to play better, but how much better do they need to play to have a chance against this Atlanta team?
I mean, the hard points were close last night, right? At least the first one. I mean, if that goes to a game 5 with what we saw in that search and destroy, Dallas could have potentially won that series.
Sure.
Azir Cave is something that has been close all day, right? It's
hard to blow people out,
It
right?
is so difficult, right? It just blows back and forth, and can you contest some time? Can you win 2 rotations in a row? That's just so difficult to do. But we've watched a lot of Atlanta on this map. We know what they like to do.
Answer this for me, though.
Yeah. I'll answer it.
If Dallas play like they did yesterday, are they getting smoked?
Yeah, it's not gonna go well. At least from what we think. We haven't seen Atlanta play, but I'm excited to get right into it as the map is loading on up.
You kind of alluded to it, though. This is a map, at least in scrims, we've watched Atlanta play quite a bit, and they are very, very good, even though this seems like a map that might not necessarily play to their strong suits and the pace of them and the power they have at the submachine gun position, but they've been good just about everywhere. What can Dallas do to combat what we've seen from this Atlanta team early in the game? But here we go. It is the first map of your marquee matchup, Dallas, Atlanta. Dallas looking to rebound, Atlanta looking to make a statement as we rip off the break. And we're gonna be watching a lot of this player, Sempre. Okay, well, his first nade maybe not great as he sticks it on the roof of the game, but we're gonna be watching a ton of him for years to come. You heard Teep talk about how much he's done in such a short period. Have we even seen the peak of his ability? And I think we can all say the answer to that is likely no, but it's a good start, at least in the opening moments from Dallas Empire, putting up 20 points off the break to get set up. They've got town center control. Good effort thus far.
And I mean, the side of Atlanta Faze, they're playing very conservative. They have the east side of the cave that they want to control for the second hill. So what they're trying to do right now is just not give Dallas a ton of time. But you're going to see on the bottom side of your mini-map, those dark blue arrows start to push towards this bunker. Faze, they know the push is coming. They're starting to push towards back tunnel. Major Maniac is able to find one, him and Priesta. Big couple of kills come in, but there's still one more player. What can Hoop do? He's gonna have to do it all, but he gets taken down. That's gonna be 4 that go down for the Dallas Empire. But still, look at the top of your screen. I mean, 44 points off the break. A hell of a start for Dallas.
Yeah, it's a great job for Atlanta, at least keeping that side, but you got to get some points, or at least try to contest a little bit better than they were able to do. So that was textbook stuff in the opening. The only thing you could have done better if you were Empire was somehow get a flip during the middle of that hard point. Now, though, Simps POV as he's trying to hold the pressure from the front. It's Dallas through the smoke, trying to make it messy. Simps going to go ahead and push through, catches one player, not able to finish the second.
This is already great, though, for Dallas. I mean, they've ripped 30 seconds off of the clock where Atlanta Faze hasn't gotten that much time. That's what we talked about. You have to keep this messy if you don't have the spawns that you'll want for each individual hill. 2 more go down, make it 3 as Clay's able to win a big one-on-one. Priesta already thinking about that rotation over towards field. But Dallas Empire, they use that contest time, and now look at the mini-map. All of the red arrows are trapped on the right side of the map. This is exactly what the Empire want.
That was fantastic from Empire. You give Faze the setup, but you don't allow them to get anything going. At the beginning of that cave east hard point, now out to field we go. It's Illy inside of yellow, finding the angle, picking up the kill. His teammates shut down 2 as well. Smokes come in from Atlanta, trying to look for any kind of break into field. Is Illy now swaps over to blue, tries to make the plays from there, and they keep it going. That's 6-7 kills in a row for Dallas Empire. Finally, something on the board for Faze. Can they get an opening behind it? They're going to have to get through Clay.
And one adjustment that I'm seeing when we were hopping on board with Illy is they are actually running 3 M4s or 3 assault rifles on this map, and the meta that we saw is usually 2. So maybe Dallas making a couple adjustments, maybe trying to win a few more of those hills when you have this spawns as Illy finds 2 more kills. Maybe that's helping them. And then we're taking a look at the scoreboard. Krim and Illy already in double digits.
We know that they had a rough series against Huntsman yesterday, but how big of an advantage to not only have a series under your belt on land, but also having played some of these maps on land? Is that big?
It's big, but I mean, Atlanta's been scrimming. They were scrimming yesterday. They were scrimming today as much as they could. But yeah, I mean, you're just learning from your mistakes, and you know, maybe Atlanta's just sort of coasting through those scrims. Playing at this high of a level doesn't happen all the time, but still, it's only a 45-point game is Atlanta Faze to get control of Cave West.
Yeah, finally it looks like they're making a bit of a run here, trying to string this into some massive points. There's a nice hold inside of Cave West. the entries coming in from Empire, but it's not going to be enough to find a hill. Find the hill as Atlanta will track back and soak up more of this time. Their next wave is coming through.
And look at the red arrows. So what Atlanta Faze is trying to do right now is force them through that back tunnel. They're starting to set up for Cliff. They know exactly where they want to be on this rotation. This is going to be such a long run for Dallas Empire to get all the way across the map. So yes, they give up 10 to 15 seconds, but now look at this setup towards this back cliff. This should be a lot of time for Atlanta Faze. You have one player all the way pushed up mid-map. You have one deep cave. No one has even gotten close for Dallas.
It seems like you get one player. Did he spawn in the back?
There.
I think he spawns in the back. That's going to be illy. And maybe because of that forward progression you had by 2 players towards mid-map for Faze, that might end up punishing them there. Was that just the forward? They'd, what, 1 player towards blue, 1 player towards yellow? Because I think he just spawned in towards back outpost, find an easy kill, got to the hard point. So it gets ugly and scrappy for Faze right away.
That has been unfortunate.
Well, you don't see that often at all. I mean, we talk about this game, how hard it is to flip spawns. You don't typically get blessed with one in the back. Is that a bit of a lucky spawn for Dallas or a blunder from Faze?
Yeah, it's a bit of a luck. I think in hockey they call it a bit of a puck luck. Yeah, that's exactly what that was right there. Is Atlanta, they're going to be a little bit frustrated, but they have to bounce back from it. After that rotation, I know we were really talking about Dallas. They're still going to be down 40 points.
That's tough, though, because that's where you really thought the rally was going to come in for Atlanta. So how are they going to respond from that? Still trailing by 45 points, but now let's get into our second set of rotations. Just taking a look through, and it's C6 really going off on the Empire side. It's he's at 18 and 11. Priesta, 18 kills for himself on the Atlanta side. So he's looking to get it going, but a lot of those stars, especially when you talk about the world champs and Sip and Abizi, yet to really make their impact on this map. Both just 11 kills, sitting -4, -6, haven't really been able to take over. You got to expect the deeper we get into the map, the more they're going to start to heat up.
Yeah, and I mean, Krimmer, C6, he was an absolute monster on this map yesterday in Chicago. They didn't win it, but he had a hell of a map, so he continues his consistency throughout. But it's Priesta on the side of Atlanta Faze, who, you know, similar to Hoop, through all this roster movement, has sort of just gone under the radar. People forget the reason that 100 Thieves, they went for that roster move last year. We're one of the best teams in the world was because of this guy, Priesta. He's so talented, and he just can do it all.
Well, this time you see a little bit more of a battle before the hard point pops into KV's. Empire try to push through that a bit quicker. They did a great job making it messy for the opening 30 seconds of this hard point the last time through. This time they are able to get the spawns in the back, but you are set up inside if you're Atlanta Faze. Lead still around 40 for Empire, looking for any kind of opening. It's Priest inside the hard point. It's Simp watching the back. Kill feed lighten up for Faze as they look to make this run. What can Simp do? Finds the angle, finds the hip fire, finds the kill. Faze looks like they might be waking up, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously want the back spawns, but this is what can happen in this game. If you get stuck back there, it's almost a bit of a spawn trap, really, where you have to pick one of the 3 zones to come out of, and if Faze is set up, as Cellium was just on a 5 spree, it's now only a 10-point lead. Dallas do a good job of getting out of that trap. They're starting to set up from field. So a nice, 10 to 15 seconds there slaying-wise for Dallas. That was big.
Well, a big part of the reason they were able to get out of it, it was 4 in a row for Hoop, who's now out to 23 and 18. Hoop the Nuke trying to make plays in the mid game, but the lead has dwindled now down to 20. How much of field can they hold on to? The youngster Illy just soaking up time, looking for any kind of push through Broken. It looks like it's a mid-map push from Faze. They're trying to get aggressive towards Spiral, hit from the front, hit from the back, hit from the mid, and it looks like it may work because now they're picking them up off spawn. That's a fantastic play from Simp, and right to the hard point they go. I thought the shot was on point, but it's Shotzi who has 5 kills in a row as he's starting to get going, because at that point, he was double negative when we looked at him a little bit ago. He's up to 16 and 23, and we know how much flack he was taking for that performance yesterday. You know he wants to shut people up today.
I just think it's crazy how many multi-kills we're seeing, killing sprees we're seeing popping up. Like, that's how talented.
M4 are very good too.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how talented these teams are. But you see in the kill feed, Faze win towards this Cave West rotation. That's going to be 5 down for Dallas. You have Simp exactly where he wants to be with this MP5. Now watch it land here. They may try to push forward and flip these spawns. We know that's what they like to do, but can they execute it? Sometimes it's a little bit difficult. You have to get a clean wave down.
Well, for now, they're going to be coming back off spawn. We'll see then after that if they can actually push it out. It seems eons ago since Faze enjoyed any kind of lead. It's been controlled all game long by Empire, but now the lead down to 10. What a hold this has been. 35 seconds in, every point to Faze, and they're still rocking. Priest's POV gets ripped off the box, but the damage has been done. There's the lead change. Now Atlanta Faze take over, and Sim, the master of mid-map, finds a hole to try and push through. We're gonna head over to Outpost, and Sim is doing it all, picking him off that insane cover at top sandbags.
Just take a look at the top right. Look at the balanced effort from Atlanta Faze. Everybody contributing. This is what we saw from Chicago on this map. They do take the lead, but Dallas Empire, they have clip control. They're spawning towards that back outpost, as you stated. But Atlanta Faze, they're starting to get some control through that bottom side of the map. Sim trying to stay up, waiting for his teammates as another lead change about to come through.
Illy, he'll be in top outpost looking over his teammates. I think Shotzzy just laying inside, picking up what time he can. Now the smoke is going to come in. The second push is going to come behind it. All that pre-fire and nades through delays the push for now. And Hoop, I thought with a sneaky position, but Celium going to pick his face off. Now the pressure to Clayster. Here they come. Stands tall for the first gunfight. They hit the 220 mark. 30 to go to get the victory here in the map 1. Clayster doing a great job staying alive, but everyone drops around him. 5 are going to go down. The break's going to come through, but only with 10 or so seconds remaining.
It's fine, though. It's fine. It's fine right now. If you take a look at the mini-map, Faze, they're going to set up for this first hill in town center, and look how far back they have Dallas Empire spawning. It's going to be so difficult for Dallas to get even close to this hill. Once again, you have a bit of this trap that's set up from Atlanta Faze. Nice couple of kills from Shotzzy, though. Going to give them some breathing room, but Abizi and Priest are right there to reinforce.
Yeah, they win the big gunfights in mid, but right now nobody in the hard point. Is 12 points separate these two teams. Major Maniac looking to get it rocking and rolling with the M4 inside a cave. It's Hoop that's pressuring him from the rock. The stun, the nade, the shots not on point, not quite able to pick up a kill as we swap over to Illy. Illy snapping all over the place as he will lock down 2. Neither team really able to get a ton of points yet within this hard point, but now technically, if you get all the time, Empire can take it, but enough of a contest to get them out.
Yeah, but I think all they were trying to do is get Atlanta Faze off of this hill. They know going back to Cave East that they can win if they get the setup that they want, but 4 go down right now. There's one player towards the back. I believe that's Shotzzy trying to do the best he can. And, well, his teammates spawn right on top of him, and that might be the play that he needed.
It looked insane. I think it was Hoop in Priest to spawn like 5 feet from each other inside a cave. This is going to be absolute madness as everyone
Atlanta gets the flip. They get the flip.
The flip comes in. The points come in. Look how deep out you're spawning. All the way at the opposite side of the cave now if you're Empire. 15 more points needed. Faze looking to shut it down. Lock it down here for map 1 is Empire desperately trying to get in. It's a 5 spree coming in for Sim. 4 in a row for Priesta. 3 points needed. No contest. It is Faze. Get the game 1 win. And that was Empire for what? I mean, they had the lead to what, around the 180 mark? I mean, they had it throughout the entire game. And granted, it was always pretty close. It fluctuated between, what, 20 and 40 points or so. But, Joe, I see you looking at the scoreboard. What really stood out to you?
Shotzzy once again, Shotzzy and Illy, the 2 young guns, both around. Shotzzy 20 and 36, Illy 25 and 36. I mean, obviously there's a lot of kills that are going down on the map, but I just look at that last rotation from the middle towards Cave East. That was very clutch for Atlanta Faze. They got the kills when they needed.
Well, Faze get the W. Now let's take a look at the scuff play of the game. It's Celium coming up big in this map 1 as Faze are able to do it. Celium out in field, looking to shut it down as we head to break.
We trying to get hype.
trying to get hype. We trying to get hype. We trying to get hype. We trying to get hype.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, the official energy drink of the Call of Duty League. PS4, the official platform partner of Call of Duty Challengers. Scuff Gaming, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Map 1. It was a doozy, Joe. It was everything we hoped, everything we expected. Okay, well, maybe not considering how Dallas looked yesterday, but yeah, coming into the weekend, that's what we thought. A battle of two of the top teams going toe-to-toe, stars abound on both sides of the stage, and that was an incredible game.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to one or two plays on those rotations, especially that last one, you know, going from Town Center to Cave East. That's where Atlanta, you just saw the kill feed. It was all red, all the kills when they needed them, and that's the difference maker. Cave, we've seen it all weekend long. It's so close. It's so tough to break that. I mean, you can't make mistakes.
And it was so insane at one point. I mean, I know we talked about kind of this crazy spawn that happened at Outpost earlier in the game, but I was watching the minimap, and as we were getting ready to head to Cave West, I kid you not, because it was a skirmish, obviously, around Town Center, or Cave East. Two people could not have spawned more than 10 feet from each other. It looked like by the new hill. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be insane. And it was a bloodbath. It just came down to Faze making the play at the end, and they were able to get the W, but spawns were ludicrous towards the end of that. That's just, I mean, it speaks to what these players have got to deal with and how they got to come up in the clutch and just kind of adapt on the go.
But I mean, now we're focusing on Search and Destroy, Arcloth, Peak. We saw this yesterday from Dallas. They looked perfect.
What stood out to you about them?
I mean, they had all the answers. The snipes were there when they had to switch it up in offense. They did that. However, there's an advantage for Faze. You got to watch that.
That's true. Good point, Joe.
VOD. So, you know, Faze, they've probably done their studying, but can they execute? That's the question now.
All right, right into map 2. Dallas, a gut-wrenching loss in map 1. Can they rebound here? But on offense first, it's Faze.
Yeah, you know our observers are so sad right now because they went to Sim's point of view. He didn't have a sniper. No, he's going to have it. He's going to have it. Right. No, the only person who has it right now is Shotzzy, but he's got the MP5 and immediately Faze going towards this B site.
And we saw so much of the gameplay around A in the early going, especially from Empire yesterday. Faze say, screw it. Learning it right in towards B. Priest, I thought, going to stay alive with Bomb in the corner, but he's going to get tagged up and dropped. One down for either end of this. It's Shotzi who hit some lovely, just delicious snipes yesterday. Does he have more in him here? Not a lot of a presence from Faze on this side of the map, so we should hop off of this and maybe get more towards where Bomb was dropped on the B site, as we'll take a peek at mid-map.
Yeah, you have a couple of players for Dallas inside. One player watching there, middle alley. You still have a minute to work with right now. A nice flash from Abizi. Just going to get them some info. They're still taking their time. They're waiting for Celium on the top side of the map to try to get across. He does get across, but is spotted by Clayster. Abizi taking down middle, so man advantage right now for Dallas, but Sim says, nah, I'm going to even this thing out. 3 versus 3, and he has inside of this site control. And well, Celium, we saw him cross through that window. He's able to find a pick. So man advantage, this is exactly what you want. You have Major Maniac watching over him, but it's Celium who finds his second of the round.
They'll finally get traded out. Now C6 in a tough spot, 1 versus 2. Just under 40 seconds to work with, M4 in hand. Already spots 1.
Yeah, how do you defuse this, right? That's the question. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Close the doors. Yeah, close
you
them.
can't shoot through the door. That turns out you can. He'll drop. That looks so comical. He's like, oh, maybe if I shut the doors, they just won't see me. They'll forget about me.
I mean, it's nice if you close the doors and you have a smoke. You can make it chaotic. But yeah, C6 in a tough spot right there.
I don't even think he got the other door closed. He just got one done, then the shot started coming and he panicked.
But I love that from Faze. Do we typically see that bomb site hit right away when you don't have dead silence? The answer is no. So they switch it up. They show them something different. Dallas is going to have to make adjustments on their defensive side. But we'll see now, how will Faze defend this?
Dallas really successful with the slow, methodical pushes towards A. You said you wanted to see Simp with a sniper. Defensively, it looks like he's going to be the Shotzi of this side, as he'll have it in hand. One of the most prolific snipers in the game last year. He's special with a snipe in hand. Slowly, though, behind the smokes, creeping their way towards that A site will be the Empire.
And this is really the most important position for this bomb site, is this trench area. Because if you control this trench area, there's so many positions you can pop on up. You can push the defensive side towards the hotel.
It's crazy to see these angles with X-Ray and just the tension of it, like how close he is to seeing some glimmer of a head, but it's Simp on the other side that drills the first. Bomb is going to be down. Major Maniac wins his one-on-one. 5 versus 3 now. Faze in command.
Well, Clayster and Shotzi, they still have a minute to work with. One player wrapping all the way back. The VZ goes down. See now what can they pull off. You're just hoping Shotzi can hit a sniper or two to open things up. That's really the key to this round for Dallas Empire, but it's just so tough in all these positions, and Simp able to find them, says hello, and that's going to be the round now, all tied up 1-1.
2 snipes for Simp. You said Shotzi was going to have to hit one, unfortunately.
Well, if they wanted to get back in a 4 versus 2. Yeah,
he caught the bullet.
That's what you need, but it doesn't happen. So that door's closed.
Well, how much scarier does this Atlanta team look if they come in and just dominate this search after how good Empire looked on it?
I mean, that was, to me, this is why they're world's #1. It's because what game mode do they have a weakness in? Like, this team was literally built with search and destroy stars, so they should be a fantastic search team. It's so hard to find a weakness.
We saw a B hit the first time for Faze. This time, over to A we go. Simp, since he's not putting pressure up mid-map, he will be sniping offensively this time as well. Look how far pushed up trench they are already. That's going to be a BZ. The twin duo. Well, they're not actually twins, but
I know.
It sure seems like it sometimes.
Yeah.
They performed on United.
Someone would believe you.
Yeah, right. The tiny tears, more like it. Hoop trying to hold this power position at the box by bomb site. The scary part, though, is you've got an MP5, and every peek, you're worried about a snipe over the top picking you off. I think Simp is repositioning now to find that angle. So as he peeks, Hook might have his brain splattered to the wind. If Simp can get the shot, are you going to peek again, Hook? I think he knows better this time.
And while we're watching this point of view, Priesta with the bomb is on his own little adventure. He's going towards this B side.
Take a look at the minimap, top of the minimap.
We're gonna have a 1 versus 1 inside of B. This could be the round. It's Illy behind the bar. What can Priesta find? Is he gonna expect this? He's gonna start to plant. Does Illy peek? Illy is not peeking right now. He's not peeking. And well, he's gonna get out with his life, and the bomb's planting for middle of the map. So 3 versus 4, Clay's gonna go down. This could be disaster. Illy does find Priesta. 2 versus 3, they still have to get on the defuse though.
Oh, well, now with Sip, 2 snipes in this round as well. That's 4 across the last 2. Now Shotzi gonna be the last man up, 1 versus 2. Only a few seconds to work with, but what a wondrous shot that is in mid. Shotzi's on it, he's gonna get caught in Faze. 3 in a row.
Love that round from Faze to go up 3-0. They know in a 3 versus 4, it is just so difficult to hit the A side. And they distract with the snipe, with the smoke.
Exactly.
It's just like, I'll go for it.
You knew, you could see it kind of from Hook's POV when he was playing on the bomb site. They were keeping him honest, right?
Yeah.
He was getting information. He was spotting at least 1 player every time he peeked. The smoke comes in, like you said. But that entire time, you called it perfectly. Police was like, all right.
Yeah,
I'm out.
Illy just has to get the kill. That's just what that comes down to. He has to be in a position to get that kill faster. Just the fact that he's able to get out gives his teammates to reposition. But a nice start from Atlanta Faze. We'll see what Empire can do on offense. A slow start. You're trying to wait out the nades. Don't want to get first blooded. But Simp gets into a great position. But I think he was spotted from that Semtex. Now there's going to be a second nade to follow it up. He missed.
I think that's a miss, yeah. I mean, you got to hit him there. You get the information, he's here. You got to finish him off with a second grenade, but they can't quite connect, and the first blood comes in from Priesta. 5v4 situation for Faze Clan, as Shotzi can't quite hit the shot, and he's getting tagged up. And that'll result in him backing up. Just looking for a new angle to BZ's being so annoying. Just keep peppering him with shots, not let him get comfortable.
Simp was still in that position and broken. He's able to find the kill, and I love that he doesn't over-challenge. He knows the advantage they have in this 3 versus 5. Okay, he challenges there. I lied. He went for it. I was just kidding.
Right as you said that, he's like, you put a couple shots in, I'm about to smoke you.
But now they're starting to group on up, and it looks like they're going to push it out. Priesta watching over him. Here comes a trade, but they have the numbers advantage. There's a second for Priesta, all down to Shotzi once again with the sniper, and that is it. Atlanta Faze right now up 4-0, and this is why these guys were so dangerous, why we wanted to see them play this weekend.
Well, I think the first conversation you and I had last night, after Dallas struggled, after all the hype for them coming in, was, do you think Atlanta, the same thing could happen, right? Like this #1 team coming in, and both of us kind of thought, no. We really didn't have that same fear with them. They're showing why. A great comeback in map 1, a dominant effort in map 2, but it's not over yet. Empire, obviously, still a chance to come back in this, but there's just nothing really to write home about right now. If you take a look at the top right of the screen, 1 kill for Clay, 2 for everybody else. Like, no one having to kind of take over game that you maybe feel good about them coming back in it.
And I love this from Faze, because look at the adjustments that Dallas had to do. They send 1 player top, they send 2 towards middle. What does that open? That opens the A side up, and they find those 2 kills. Now the rotations have to be there from Dallas, but it's already a 3 versus 5. You've given up so much map pressure. Red's moving up middle. Arrow, Celium trying to find another kill.
And they pop it. Billy, he popped Denny to try and make a play trench, but I think he got hit by an 8 or took damage almost instantly, so he could make no play behind it. Suddenly Faze is getting aggressive. They've got nowhere to go, and Empire gets smoked for a 5th round.
And this is what happens when you give up trench, when you don't have 3 members towards this site. Why don't they have 3 members there? Because, well, Faze has been going B.
And I gotta think, as you saw, when you see that flashing happening with the X-ray, you know they used that silence. I think Illy's play was to try and do that, but I believe the second he went for it, he just gets caught.
Yeah.
1 more round needed for Faze to secure the 2-0 edge in this best of 5. And our Game Fuel marquee match to close out day 2 of launch weekend.
All right, here comes the adjustment for Dallas. They're just going for mid-map control right now. You have Shotzi still looking over A, but there's a first blood for Priesta with the grenade. He's going to stop that push mid-map. Priesta, he started a little freaky on the rocket, wanted to go for a ride. But he gets taken down, so now a 4v4.
He went to a ride to, well, probably map 3, to be honest. I was going to say the next round, but I don't know if that'll be the case. Celium with the prone patience. pushed up mid. They got the information. There were multiple mid as Priest had dropped, and he should have an angle to at least take one with him. But look at this rotation late in the round. Well, we still have a minute left, but late in the round coming in from Empire.
But because of Celium's position, they can 3-stack this, and you already have one player inside of Broken. That's a Faze who finds 2 kills with the M4. As Dallas was trying to rotate over, because of Celium's position, they could stack that site. C6 trying to make the play. Celium shuts it down, and that was a quick one.
6-0 to Faze, living up to every ounce of hype coming into launch weekend. They made it look easy in the map 2. Hard fought battle in map 1, but if that's how they're gonna look at Search and Destroy against what I think is another strong Search team in Dallas, holy hell.
And again, I'm just going to read this off. Major Maniac 6, Simp 7, Abizi 5, Cell 6, Priest
It's
6.
just like the map 1. The map
So
1
balanced across the board.
talent everywhere on FaZe Clan. To talk more about the first couple of maps, we'll get it down to the desk. Lottie, it's all you.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Wow, 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 and wow. That's all I have to say right now about that. That is my initial reaction, because I don't think I've ever seen S&D be played so perfectly in all of my life. Nameless, I saw you literally just shaking your head in disbelief with how well-rounded that team looked on S&D.
They looked perfect. Throughout that map, that was flawless gameplay. Tyra looks at me at one point during that game and he goes, that was all calculated. Just perfect gameplay. It absolutely was. I mean, you saw it from the very beginning, the plays that they were making. They're all on the same pace, and you can tell that. And we're going to show you some highlights here from map number 1 where, you know, they were down actually. And then at the very end, when the last like 3 or 4 hills, they started to just pick it up. I think Sip went from 4-11 to like 40 and 28 that game. Unreal.
I mean, their composure as well as a team, considering how young they are, it just shows you age doesn't matter at all. They are able to totally be focused, laser focused on what they want to achieve here. And you know, we were talking actually during the series, Teep, and you were saying how, you know, they had that strategy. They were fast-paced right from the get-go. They almost had Dallas push back into a corner. And this is a huge map. Arkhov Peak is not, there's no small map there at all, but talk to me about what these guys were doing that made it work so nicely for them.
There's a lot of talking points here. First off, we saw how good Empire looked on this specific map yesterday. So the fact that they're able to come out today and look so flat there, I don't know if I was more impressed with FaZe's offense or defense. It was all very calculated. Every single kill, you had to work really, really hard for it. Every time they took middle control on defense, they had multiple line of sights on any player that could peek. If you're Shotzzy sitting in one of those top windows, you don't feel comfortable at all. So what do you revert back to? Your normal A strategy. Well, then you got to do a Simp in a top window in the back of his spawn, switching his peeking spot every single time. And then on the offenses, when they would go down in numbers, they would slow down the round, keep a presence everywhere on the map. They would rotate the bomb solo. That Priest play was fantastic when he took the bomb over towards B. Amazing. Everything they were doing was very calculated. They looked practiced. They had a plan for every single scenario on the map, and it showed there. Just dominant. Absolutely dominant.
It was stunning. It was stunning. And something else that was stunning was, of course, Simp. We have to highlight this guy. Let's have a look at the stats for this guy, because this was insane gameplay. We have highlighted this guy so many times now, being someone that we really need to keep an eye on. And to be honest, I don't think we have a choice. We can't help but see his POV, because he is always going off. 7 kills to 1 death.
I mean, it's him, but it's also everybody on that team. We saw Major Maniac make plays, Priesta making heads-up plays, and even Abizi. Like, every time he got to mid and in those mid doors, he would just poke out, get some information, and just be a nuisance, and that's just going to make it so much easier for the rest of his teammates to do damage. That was flawless from top to bottom, and that switch up in hardpoint from P5 to P1 to P2, when they pushed from first hill to flip the spawns for second hill, it was so perfect at the very end of that hardpoint. It's like, Empire knew what they were trying to do, and they could not stop it. It was amazing to see.
I think one of the biggest things I noticed in the hard point is we've seen a lot of teams play Cave throughout the weekend so far. When you're on rotation and you are focusing on the spawns for the next hill, FaZe was so much closer together. The pacing, I think, is what sets them apart so far when it comes to respawn, and even the S&D right there too. They're on the same page. They have a general idea of how they want to play the map, and it's not 1, 2, 3 people doing it. It's 4 or 5. And when you're able to do that and influence the spawn so strongly at the same time together, it's going to make the breaking process, the rotation process, everything on the map probably feels so much easier for them.
It is indeed. And we're going to have a look at our US Army tactical play of the game right now. And we're talking a lot about perfect S&D. Well, let's take a look at a perfect bomb plant here. Nameless, so much goes into being able to set your team up for this scenario here. Talk me through what Priest is able to do and what his team allowed this to happen. I
mean, this is just genius plays out of Faze, right? Like right here, he's just being a distraction. And, you know, you're going to see Simp pick up that kill. And I think the clip is going to go away there. Well. Either way, it was flawless plays out of Faze, and you know that's what you like to see out of those guys.
And the biggest thing, like before that, what made the play so impressive for me tactically is they left those two people at A for a little while, and they're throwing their utility. They're showing like they're going to go and do a normal plan at A. Meanwhile, Priestess sneaks away. He's crouching all the way over towards the B side, used the time perfectly in the round. The guy watching middle and B side has no idea what's going on because he's crouching the entire way over. So it's like the play itself was awesome. He won the gunfight. He sets up Simp. Like, it's big brain. It's awesome. I love to see that type of stuff.
We could talk about this all day. This is like just insane stuff to us on the desk. This was literally pitch perfect practically, but we do need to move on, and I want to show you guys what's been going on at Challengers and take a look at the Challenger bracket as well, because it was an action-packed day 2 in the CDL Challengers bracket, and the stakes grew higher, believe it or not, and the excitement went through the roof. We witnessed epic gameplay by teams, including Renegades, Hybrid, Mindfreak, Team War, Optic Gaming Academy, the list goes on. And grand finals take place here tomorrow, and it's going to be an absolute incredible brawl, and you need to check it out. It's going to be happening on the main stage, 12:30 p.m. EST. Don't want to miss that one, guys. It's going to be insane. Challenges has been awesome across the board. I need to go and check out that bracket myself, because $250,000 on the line, gentlemen. Amateur people coming in and hopefully making that move to the Pro League, and that's insane. You know, pro level Call of Duty, it's what everyone dreams of getting to, and these guys are able to literally have a taste of that. They're in the same venue as the pro players, and that's pretty incredible.
Even players on the stage right now. We've seen examples of that path to pro experience paying off for these players, and the trend in competitive Call of Duty lately is these young players coming in, getting their first reps. They're having a lot of success early on. Challengers is a good way to get that first start.
We saw it last year in Simp. You know, he won an open bracket, and same with Celium. And now look at these guys, they're on your stage destroying some of the best players of all time. So that's definitely where you can get your footing and try to become a pro.
I mean, check out this footage right now. This is a little bit of a highlight from Challengers that we had going on today. And like you said, you know, a lot of our pro guys came from this type of amateur bracket. This is where they belong, and this is where they came from. And building on that and going forward and making a career out of it is a huge, huge effort in itself. So you've got to applaud these guys. And I'm excited to see some new names maybe coming through this season. So I'll be really excited. I am actually going to throw it to casters right now. We are ready for the gameplay. Let's see what this Faze roster can do. Can they just seal the deal right now? Gentlemen, what do you think?
I think I'm less worried about what Faze are going to do, or if we're going to see any life out of Dallas. I mean, you get punched in the gut to start yesterday. I expect more from them today. It's a tough matchup, obviously. They had the hardest schedule probably of any team here. Yeah. But you can't get 3-0 bopped in 30 minutes. Like,
just for our sake, dude, we've been seeing
no, I got
10 hours, so we're about to have a 30-minute series?
What did we get here, like 11:30? We got here like 11:30 in the morning, and I knew we were casting the last match. We came in, watching the match, staying out with the guys, and at one point I looked, I was like, I've been sitting here for 10 hours watching that. I haven't even commentated yet. I'm like, I'm ready to go. Give me some Call of Duty. Give me some action. And I was like, okay, they're about to get 3-0 smoked.
Yeah, 27 minutes.
Come on, Dallas, for me, for Joe.
Please.
For the fans in attendance here in Minnesota. What was that?
It's one of your stream accents. You gotta be careful there, brother.
Oh. I have been told I'm a master of accents.
You are horrendous.
Thank you, Joe.
At those accents.
Thank you, Joe.
I'm not sure they just switch all the time.
Yeah, they do. But it is going to be Gunrunner Domination. Could be the final map in the Game Fuel marquee matchup. I'm making up words, accents, and everything in between right now. Dallas, please get a map on the board. But unfortunately, it's the young god Simp that might be bringing it to him.
Yeah, Priest should try to go to A. I mean, the preferred setup for these teams is going to be A-B. So look at the Atlanta Faze off the start to try to flip towards that A flag if possible. Priest to try to get a little sneaky off the start, but C6 was able to find them. Still, nobody able to capture this B flag, but Abizi and Priest control mid-map.
Here comes the A push, though. Can we hop over to Major Maniac potentially, because he's wrapped all the way to the back. We'll get over to his POV as he now looks to make the play. He snuck in behind A. Now, can they get the flip and also get any kind of pressure towards B as the spawns might get a little bit wacky
Well,
here.
this is one of those situations where his teammates died while he was doing this, so he has to wait for them to come off spawn, and that's going to be 4 dead.
Okay.
This could be perfect for Atlanta Faze. There's one player left at B. That's going to be Illy trying to cap that.
Okay,
but
look
you
at the
see
spawns.
those
Look at these spawns.
Yeah, and well, a few players spawn towards C as well. I have no idea what's going on.
Well, that's why I said I thought it might get crazy because of Atlanta Faze's position. The 4 Empire players died. 2 spawn back A, 2 spawn like top of C, and it's just been a mess as everyone fights for control.
Nobody even has a flag. We're back to the start.
Okay, all right, we don't need points. Well, to be fair, I mean, we're going to time limit regardless. I mean, you can't like mercy rule somebody when it comes to this. So, yeah, let's just reset. We're a minute and a half into the game. It's 11-14.
And Dallas right now has a chance to go for a bit of a 3 cap if they can get towards B. But off the spawn, Celium's going to spawn towards A. Illy trying to do what he can, but Priesta able to clutch on up as he finds a multi-kill. But it is just all over the map right now. But this is good for Atlanta.
Exactly. When the dust settles, it looks like it's going to be an A-B setup.
If they can get it, if they can get it, BZ's able to trade, but a player jumped right over that brick wall. And again, the chaos has ensued.
I think it was a Kobe over the top from Placer. They got the final member off of that.
They still can't get it. Illy got another one.
They keep on flooding forward. It's a nade from Clay, a nade from Illy, just enough to keep them off of that A point. Battling over towards C as well, I think was a BZ before he dropped, trying to keep them honest at their home point as well. Inside event room, it's Simp who's wrapping back to mid.
So now that they have mid control, they can finish the capture at A. And now Faze, they have the A-B set up. This is what they prefer it. Because of the pressure at the B side, a couple of players from Atlanta just go towards C. They're going to try to go for a bit of an AC setup. Keep them trapped at minecart right now. Because there's just so much going on.
Yeah, Dallas, I mean, they were able to neutral B, but they haven't actually been able to get it. So 0 points coming in with each kick right now for Dallas Empire. As Faze will, I mean, we've had moments where no one was getting points. We've had moments where both teams were getting points. Now only Faze is earning points. It's been crazy and chaotic.
And both of this just comes down to both teams reacting off one another's pushes. They're like, all right, if you're going to go B, I'm going to go towards A. If you go towards A, I'm going to go towards C. It's a bit of a circle right now as Major Maniac's trying to stay alive, trying to make sure Dallas can't get A
Look how
control.
quickly it just changed. Suddenly it's a 2 cap with nothing for Faze.
Major Maniac still back there, though. He does not want them to finish the A cap. So they're able to retain C. 4 go down. There's just 1 player left. Major Maniac going to try and hop this flag. But the Dallas spawn's just so close, but they at least get some B control.
He got 2 kills there. I think he thought it was enough for him to maybe neutral the A flag, but he can't do it. The next man up, though, getting in position is going to be Celium. His position is going to be called out. He at least takes 1 with him before he drops. Onto the B point, and with the capture, it will be Priesta as Faze retain it. 4 minutes into this half, low-scoring affair, 38-42. Minimap, the farthest arrow to the right towards C is going to be Hook, who's neutraled C and maybe looking to do something behind that, but all of Atlanta Faze now pressuring towards this A point.
Well, you can just see what both teams want to do. They're trying to hold on to A. That's all they want, because if Hook, if he captures C, he has the potential to give his teammates that C spawn, so he doesn't want to do that. He wants to make sure they're still spawning at A, just like Illy's doing here. He's trying to defend Celium. Well, him and Simp are going to be able to take that down. So the flip is there. Atlanta finally has A control. And we watched online. Typically, a really good game, you get like between 250 and 300 points.
Like a really good game.
Yeah.
From a point standpoint, this is the opposite. At least you're talking about scoring.
50 to 50.
Yeah, no, this is
absurd.
Pretty rare. Yeah, when it comes to domination. And a big part of the difference, maybe, obviously the rule change came into this with the neutrals. We've seen a ton of neutrals. I feel like more than any dom we've had thus far. Illy, Hook, C6 all come in on the kill feed. As they'll have CB for a moment, but Major Maniac able to neutral C for the Faze end of things. Illy tries to go in, win the one-on-one, not able to do it as Priesta up to the task as he'll take control of B. There's been what feels like 30 captures for either team over the course of this first half.
Yeah, there's been a couple of times throughout this half I have no idea what's going on, and I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. I really don't know.
I'm right there with you, buddy. I'm right there with you.
I'm just looking at the score, and it's close.
Yeah. 50 15 seconds left in the half. A 3-cap at least for the moment now for Faze. Maybe they'll push out a bit of a lead heading into the second half. Over to Simp we go, trying to do some damage in the final couple of moments. Gets them off the point, but they do get the capture. They'll get 1 point from that at the end of it as the final point goes through. Faze takes the first side in one of the wackier halves of Dom I think you're going to watch.
Well, and when the dust settles, the good thing for Atlanta Faze is they start up on the C side with the less preferred side, and they have a 17-point lead at half. Now they're going to be spawning at A. We'll see what Dallas can do to try to flip this, but yeah, those first 6 minutes were a lot.
I mean, what stood out, I mean, probably the difference in the score was just you enjoyed a 3-cap, even if it was only for what, 2 or 3 ticks for Faze. That, I mean, that's accounting for a lot of this separation. And I think they had a 2-cap for a tick or 2 as well, where Empire had nothing.
Yeah, so you see on your mini-map number 1, that's going to be Major Maniac towards the bottom. He's making sure nobody from Dallas is going towards A. That doesn't happen. All of Dallas go middle of the map. They go towards B. Simp with 2 nice headshots, not able to find the third, but he gives his team numbers advantage, but in the response is Illy as he stays up towards these pipes rooms.
Oh, as you call him staying up, he gets put down. Both teams vying for B control, but I mean, Vint, in my cards, utterly dominated by Faze. So you think that should be going through any moment now. The lone defender that tried to come in for Empire, he's going to be taken out. They're trying to flood in, can't get there in time. Faze secure B. Faze going to neutral C as Simp wins a big one-on-one. Dominating the early going of this. It's been a lot less crazy, at least in the beginning of this second half. It's all Faze.
And this is the exact setup that you want. This is why pro teams prefer A and B. You can neutral C, you can cap it, you can get off of it, and they set up this trap.
2-0 lead for Faze. Lead growing in the map 3. They're looking to close out the series. Let's go to an Astro Gaming listen-in with the Atlanta Faze.
Hey, I'm camping. Hey. No, they're on C. They're on C. They're on C.
Jump B, B. Bring that clan. Bring that clan. B clan.
Illy was our P3. Yeah, Illy was P3. No, he's still there. I smoked him. Watch out. P3. Let me see. One pork. One shot dead.
I don't think he was the one who capped it. We were green now. That's 3 down.
Water. Laying down. Clay dead. Nice. Five. Yo, I need to see.
Cabby.
Popping right.
Nothing to track. Remaining over me. Oh, he changed me. Yeah, he got me. Crunch and ice.
Yo, track right now. Short. It looks like short.
Go right, guys. Go right. You sure this guy doesn't pitch us?
One guy can play C. One of you guys play C.
We'll hop out of the listen-in, and now it's going to be Empire with the 2-cap. They're controlling A and C. You know they're not going to be able to control that for long. As it gets messy towards the push coming into A, can they get any kind of progress on B? But the entire map's being dominated by Faze. Look at the mini-map right now. They've got 2, 3 at A. They're neutraling C. They've got B controlled by Major Maniac. Empire is spawning all over the goddamn world as they're trying to get any semblance of control on one of these points.
And again, it's just this fight over A. Nobody wants to touch C. Somehow a player from Faze spawns towards back C. Simp, Celium, they're finding kills, and now it's just a matter of time. 3 minutes left. You're going to need a 3-cap here for the Dallas Empire.
And I guess it's because they had a player poking out of green right as he was spawning in, so maybe he gets all the way back towards C, but that was interesting. Now the 2-cap, it's neutral on C. Spawns and control have been a bit nutty throughout the course of this, but second by second, moment by moment, Faze Clan getting close to putting this out of reach. You're going to have to see some kind of a run from Dallas Empire in the next minute or so if they're going to be able to bring it back.
They're just stuck right now. They're stuck. Finally, Shotzi's able to win one. Maybe they can get C. Picks up 2 kills, but Priest is there this time, and the knife comes in. Is able to find the third as well. Now a 50-point lead. A beautiful play from Priest that runs out of ammo, but has a quick little switch.
The Butcher just chops him up. An incredible play there from Priest. The lead exceeding 50 points now with 2 to play. All you can put up with a perfect 3-cap is what, 36 a minute, so
you need about 90 seconds of that, and I do not think that is going to happen. But just taking a look at the scoreboard, it is the Tiny Terrors, Priest as well, really get in there. Simps at 29 and 19. You have a BZ at 26 and 20, Priest at 27 and 20. everyone's positive or even.
And just to give you an idea how crazy this was, and I don't know how it would stack up exactly against some of our other DOMs, but they've got, try to do the math real quick, I think it's 40 captures on Faze right now, with Simp and Abizi leading the way with 10 apiece. Like, it's just been nuts.
I wonder if a neutral counts as a cap.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, because that patch just came in, obviously. I'm not sure if that was added to the objective level.
I would think so.
I would think so, too, but that's crazy.
And they know, yeah, I mean, this one, even with the 3 cap, this one is mathematically done for the side of Dallas Empire.
Well, let's talk about both sides of this then.
Sure.
I mean, they can't bring it back. This is going to be a 3-0 for Faze. There's nothing Empire can do. So we'll take this final 60 seconds and kind of talk about these two teams. Break it down for me after this weekend. Let's start with Empire. They played both their matches. Tough schedule, but they're both L's.
It's just so it's so tough because Dallas Empire probably played the 2 best teams in the world right now. But we expected more out of them. I think a lot more, at least, to make these series a little bit closer. I don't know if it's one of those things where as soon as you lose the map 1, I think that's what either Teep or Nameless, they were saying on the desk, was you have to win map 1. And what that does is just gives you the boost of confidence. When things are sort of out of your control or not going well, if you can win that first hard point, give yourself some confidence, just doesn't happen. And Faze is just like, yeah, we're just having fun. But
and
yeah,
it's only 3 maps from Faze, but yes, I think I'm with you. It is a statement. This wasn't really close outside of the hard point. But they look to prove that they're going to be winning tournaments this year. They might be the best team in the game. Faze Clan, 3-0 Empire. And it's unbelievable. What a result for them. It is clean. There's like, yep, fist bumps. Dominated it. How good can they get you?
I mean, I was asked who's going to win the title this year, and that's what I went with, right? I mean, I don't know, just top to bottom, coaching staff included. There's just not a lot of weakness. There truly isn't. I think teams can slay with them, and that's going to be the true test. When teams are able to slay with them, a team like Chicago, we'll see what happens. But to me, after these first couple of days, that's your top, clear-cut top 2.
Well, it's been interesting. You know, we've talked to Crowder a lot about this team, and he said, like, I love coaching this team. Yeah. I love their outlook on it. I love their demeanor. I love how they look at the game. They have incredible potential, but for the instant reaction presented by PlayStation, we've got Simp on the floor with Bucket.
Thank you so much, Maven. That's right. It's time for our instant reaction powered by PlayStation. Simp, you closed out your last season. First place MVP. First place MVP, including your World Championship ring. And now you come out here with the #1 seed in the power rankings. You live up to the hype. You just took out #2 with a hot 3-0. Why is this team so good right now?
I mean, we just have some of the best players right now, you know? Like, we are all a bunch of young guns. I think our individual skill is better than anyone else in the game. And I think as the season goes on, we'll just get better and better.
I love watching you, but tell me about your teammates, because this is the youngest lineup of any team competing in the Call of Duty League, and you guys are taking down all of the veterans.
I mean, like I said, we got some of the youngest people. I think throughout the season, you guys will see that we'll continue to be the best.
What's the challenge for you at this point? You're kind of on top of the mountain. How do you keep everyone on?
What do you mean?
How do you defend the throne? Because right now, you guys have it. I know you've only played 1 match, but everyone has a target on your back.
I mean, we just got to keep practicing, got to keep making sure we're on top.
And what is the best part of being a professional in the world of Call of Duty? Because all of these people love you. Do you guys love Simp?
The best part is the fans, you know, being able to be the best, being able to show these guys, like, give them a good show and all that.
Last question for you. Of course, we're just launching the Call of Duty League this weekend. What are you most pumped for this year?
Champs, of course. I gotta be excited for Champs.
Anything you want to say to all of the people that have been supporting you here in Minnesota and will be following you to Atlanta later this year?
You know, thank you guys for supporting us. Hopefully we can continue to just keep dominating and just keep giving you guys a good show. Thank you.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Simp in the Atlanta Faze. We are not done yet. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll be breaking down all of the awesome action of day 2 in our post-game show.